So I'm Grace Morgan, and my internship was at the American Conservative Union in Washington, D.C. It's the oldest grassroots conservative organization in the country. They put on various things such as the CPAC. It's a Conservative Political Action Conference, as well as other events on the Hill and around the country. They also do state and federal ratings, which is rating congressmen and senators on their ratings on legislature. And it's a huge organization that has a large following. So on my first day, I got to attend a working lunch and forum at the Heritage Foundation. It's another conservative organization in DC, and I had to take the metro for the first time by myself, and I learned a lot about myself during my internship here, but this day really threw me through a loop because I was terrified to take the metro alone. I had no idea what was in store for me, but I took it, and I took it to Union Station. And Union Station, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful buildings in DC. And this was my view of Union Station before I got to the event, and it was truly beautiful day, a beautiful first day. This was me being a tourist, and then the next week after. I got to go to a breakfast at the Leadership Institute with Congressman Jim Jordan, and it was catered. That was our breakfast. And then I believe a couple days later was the bottom right photo. That's a couple of my coworkers. I think we were going to a meeting. My friend Zach took that picture. He was another intern. And the internship really was a great experience. Through all these pictures, you'll see I learned so much about myself, and I learned incredible things about criminal justice reform. I was the intern for criminal justice reform. I forgot to mention that. And since I'm a criminology major, it aligned with everything I'd learned in school, and I learned things that I could never have learned in a classroom. So with my internship, I got to attend any conference really in the DC area that I wanted to. And it was all paid for by the American Conservative Union. So I got to attend the College Republicans National Convention, and with that, they had a meet and greet with Carly Fiorina, who's running for president for the Republican Party, and she was the chairman of the American Conservative Union Foundation, so she knew everyone that I was working with, and it was I had a really great conversation with her about her being president and everything like that, and she was really great. In the top right, and my boss is on the very right with the white hair, that he was actually speaking on a panel at the College Republicans National Convention on the future for 2016, the election, so it was great to hear him. I was kind of his escort for the day. The other two, the one on the left is me just being a tourist. My friend Zach has a really nice rooftop pool, and we went there just to hang out, and the rooftop has incredible views of the city. And on the bottom right, excuse me, we were having an event on the Hill coming up for the Iran nuclear deal. We were handing out flyers, and we stopped by Senator Marco Rubio's office. He's also running for president for the Republican Party, and we just handed out some flyers, and I figured I'd take a picture. I got to also attend the Faith and Freedom Coalition Road to Majority Conference, and since the American Conservative Union was paying for it, they got me the VIP package, if you would, so I got to attend this luncheon and this Patriots Gala that only a certain number of people could go to, and at the luncheon, I got to hear Rand Paul, Marco Rubio, and Ted Cruz speak, and all of them are running for president for the Republican Party. And at the gala, I got to hear Scott Walker, he's on the top right, speak. And then my boss, or my supervisor, not my boss, my supervisor, Pat Nolan, is on the right, or on the bottom right, on the very right. Excuse me, sorry. On the very right, he was just speaking on a panel about criminal justice reform. And it was really great to hear him speak. He is an incredible man, and it was an incredible mentor this entire time, and I couldn't have asked for someone that knew more about criminal justice reform to teach me about, or he kind of led me in the direction of where I wanted to go with my future. So this was our event on the Hill. We had it in the Cannon Caucus Room in the Cannon House office building. It was on the Iran nuclear deal, and we had a couple of panelists such as Katie McFarland, It was a really, really great event, and this is the room. It was actually the room that the Titanic hearings were held after the Titanic had sunk. They had the American investigations here in this room. And in the bottom right are the two interns, Spencer's in the tie and Zach with the watch. Those are the other two interns. For Spencer was events and conferences, and Zach was communications. So we really we hung out all the time, and we really are great friends. And this was a picture of us after the event. And being in DC, everything is at your fingertips. So after work one day, Spencer and I decided to go sit by the Washington Monument. And the other two, my boss Matt frequently has people from the office drive him to meetings or TV appearances because he's on Fox or MSNBC very frequently. So this was me driving his car the one time, or I've driven him a couple times, but this was the first time I ever drove him. I was really scared. I had never driven in DC before. It was terrifying, and it was pouring rain. So that was quite the experience, but this was me and another intern, Emily. And then the bottom was the tour. I took a tour of the White House with a couple of interns during our office time. And it was awesome to see the White House. I'd never been there before, and I've never been to DC before, and it was really a great experience. And I was really thankful that our office allowed us to see all of these things on office time, because I just wanted us to get the most out of our time in DC. Also, I got to stop by Georgetown Cupcake. I frequent Georgetown. I love shopping there and hanging out there. So Georgetown Cupcake is a definite. I love the cupcakes there, and the TV show is great too. The bottom, I got to spend the 4th of July in our nation's capital, and I would recommend it to everyone. It's kind of like, excuse me, spending the New Year's in Times Square. It is an event like no other. You have to do it once in your life, I think. And this was a picture from the Lincoln Memorial taken of the fireworks. And the fireworks, I was there. I didn't take this image. One of my friends did, but it was fantastic. I actually got to organize during my internship an event on the Hill. It was called the Conservatives with Convictions, and it was about conservatives that had been incarcerated and how they were now pushing to reform the criminal justice system. My boss Pat Nolan on the bottom right, he was on the panel. He got to speak on his time. He had actually been incarcerated and had gotten out and is now looking to reform the criminal justice system, and it was great to hear from him and others. And the top right is our the event before it had begun. We had Chick-fil-A for lunch, so it was easy to get people in the room. And this is the official flyer that we handed out to people and sent out to our networks. I got to go to Ohio for the GOP debate. We had an event at the House of Blues in Cleveland, and it was an event, like everyone from our office helped put this together. Everyone had a hand in it. It wasn't just the events team. It wasn't just the communications team. Everyone had a hand in it. And I got to actually go to Cleveland for the debate. And these are a couple pictures. We road tripped to Cleveland, and this was a picture on the right, or the left was a picture of us, or a picture of the view from our road trip. Then the middle is the skyline, and then this was Lake Erie on the right. And I had never been to Ohio, and I'd never seen the Great Lakes, and it was really awe-inspiring for me to realize that my internship had really provided me with all these great experiences, and I got to meet so many incredible people, and this was the end of my internship, so it really tied everything together for me. Carly Fiorina stopped by, and also Rick Santorum. I got to meet both of them again. I've met them both before. And the middle is a picture of just some of us. We had a photo booth at our event, and this was a picture that we had taken from it. I was actually hired by the American Conservative Union for a full-time position for forever, not forever, but you know. So I'm actually going to be staying in DC. I'm in my new house right now, and yeah, so I'm still going to be a full-time student at UNCW, but I am taking all online classes, so I'll be staying here in DC and working for the ACU and not doing criminal justice reform, but I'll be doing operations. So it's kind of different, but I'll have a hand in everything that goes on in the office, and I'm really, really excited about like starting my official job. And this is actually a poster from our event. We're doing an event in Iowa, and I actually get to go. I've never been to Iowa. I've actually never been anywhere off the East Coast except for Cleveland and New Orleans. So now going to Iowa is really exciting for me, even though it's not really the most exciting state. So we're putting on an event there, and I'm so excited about going. It's my first kind of thing being a full-time employee. And yeah, that's about it. These are just some pictures with my coworkers from the event, or from our time in DC. The top two were taken this past week. It was Spencer's last day, so we all got to go to lunch and hang out. Excuse me. And then the bottom left is all of the interns in front of our logo at the front of our office. And the bottom right is all of us crammed into the car on our Cleveland trip to the debate. It was an incredible time, and this internship has really taught me so much about myself: time management, communication skills, interpersonal skills, and I've exceeded every expectation I had for being here. And I've met people from various organizations, like very important people that I could not have met anywhere else. And everyone from this internship is important. Everyone I've met, and they're all going to help me become a better person, and this is kind of the next step into what I want to do. This is a huge stepping stone. So I'm really grateful for everything this internship has provided me. That's about it. It's my time here.